All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 61, baby. Let's go. Only 8 more to go till we hit our next milestone. Nice. What is up, guys? This is, of course, our weekly, every single Thursday, except for next Thursday because we're going to be at PAX East, Solo Man podcast, where we break down everything: news, reviews, discussions, announcements, trailers, gameplays, all the things. And boy, oh boy, do we have a little bit of everything. And I mean everything to cover today. So strap in, because it's probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode. There's a lot going on. March has some crazy games coming out, some that are coming out today, some that are coming out Saturday. That's a first. A bunch of games are getting crazy updates. There's also a big new sale on PSN, and of course, as always, we are going to break it down one by one, give you the thumbs up, thumbs down. Brace your wallets, peeps, because there's a lot of shit on sale that's pretty good. So it's going to be an expensive month. Oh, where do we find the time, man? Somebody wake up Ryan McCaffrey, because there is a lot of bangers coming out on PSVR2 right now. And yeah, man, get him the smelling salts. Somebody get him some sniffing salts and let him know, hey, just because it doesn't have Sony's name on it doesn't matter. There's a lot of shit, man. You tell, I'm like stressing over here by how much stuff I have to play, and he's over there like it's got no games. Good Lord, man. Trade positions with me for one day. Yeah, man. So there's, of course, a bunch of stuff coming out very, very soon between now and the end of March. There's some stuff that already came out recently, like End Dreams, published by Purple Yonder, Little Cities Bigger, which was actually pretty good. I actually really enjoyed that so far. If you need a cozy, casual, relaxation kind of city builder game, it's good. And then, of course, Stilt came out recently as well, which was also good. Been getting some good stuffs lately. A lot of the indie games are really starting to step up their game, and indie devs, I should say, and that's pretty cool. But this is, of course, not all about chat. I also like to interact with you guys and say, what is up to Silver Nexus first in the chat? What is up, my homie? Hooked Worm, who's your Johnny Rye Pop? Simply breathtaking, this one. Mark Smith, Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, this one. Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver. I'll be getting into that in a second. Kill Artist. Phil's Yup. Hello, good sir. Twitcher, A Dizzle, Faux Shizzle, Salvador, my dude, Mark Yo, the Sleepless Under Night Game Cat. Guys, Twitcher, Natty, what's up? What's up, homie? Dead Ringer, Chrome Colossus, Destiny. What is up, all of you? Good to see you and welcome. There is so much to get to today, so let's go ahead and get things started. Let me fix this a little bit. It seems a little weird for some reason. With the aforementioned by Kill Artist in the chat, we have a huge update. I need to, I'm delaying here so I can get this trailer down and get up the new trailer, because Hellsweeper finally is getting its official PSVR2 launch. Okay, it came out like in October, but this to me is the official launch that I've been waiting for one of my most anticipated games, the makers of the great Sirento. But yeah, man, the team at Mixed Realms have announced that they are releasing the long-awaited dynamic foveated rendering graphics update for Hellsweeper. And if you listen to what I said, I think last show, I don't know if this game's still on sale or not, but the last show that I did where I covered a sale, I said, listen, they're hinting, they said that it's going to be Q1. The game's on sale right now. Might be a good time to pick it up. I know you won't really want to play it yet, which is kind of weird to grab a game on sale like that, but this could be it, man. This sounds like the update that we've been waiting for. Now, I have played a little bit of Hellsweeper. I didn't really want to because, well, I played a little bit at launch and it was awful. like absolutely god awful. But then I played some on a Saturday Night live stream, which was requested by Mr. Markio, the Underground Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the house tonight. And I did get to play a little bit of it. We played some of the co-op and just did like one little run. And it was fun, man. It was fun. The gameplay was fun. The combat was good. But graphically, it was definitely underwhelming. It was not up to PSVR2 standards for a game that should have been. Now, here's the thing. They did say that, like, they've put a lot of work into it. And this is not your average adding foveated rendering situation. First of all, they mentioned the term dynamic foveated rendering, which I think implies eye-tracked foveated rendering. That's usually what that means. But they didn't specifically use eye-tracked foveated rendering. Maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this to be eye-tracked foveated rendering, which should, as a result, make the game look really, really good. Either on par with PSVR or even better, because it also has the OLED screen. It's going to have those, the blackest of blacks and the great contrast. Chrome Colossus says correct, and Gel also says yes, thank you, because I don't want to be misleading, but you know, when they don't say eye-tracked foveated rendering, sometimes they try to sneak one by you. You know, they think they're so smart, these devs. Oh, but this is of course great news. So they've only said that this is going to be coming at the end of the month. We don't have an exact release date, but it should be within around 2 weeks. But I'm super excited about this. I'm treating this as the official launch for this game, because this was one of my most highly anticipated games, suddenly turned most disappointing games. So I'm really, really excited about this news, and you should be too, because this game has received really good reception, critical reception for its gameplay. Really, the only thing that people have talked about not liking are the graphics, of course. So huge, great news. But yeah, like I was saying, they basically said that they had to change their Unity system, their engine, something like that. They had to like update their engine or something, and so it was not an easy overhaul. So shout out to the devs, finally ready to jump on board with this one and get my Devil May Cry fix in VR. So cool, man. Cannot wait. And like I said, what I played so far I liked, but it was just a taste. So that's coming at the end of March. But guys, there is a lot of March stuff happening here. We've gotten some new announcements, including this is not, I think, super new, but there is a long anticipated game called Cyube. This is, of course, a Minecraft VR kind of clone. Now, disclaimer. I have been playing this game quite a bit, but I can't say anything about it. It's under embargo until the 16th when it releases, which is Saturday? I have never heard of a game ever releasing on a Saturday. So that is a very strange release date for this game, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is, of course, a Minecraft kind of sandbox clone where basically you're free to explore and build stuff out of blocks. And it's interesting. They've actually added some additional notes. Oh crap, I pressed the wrong button. Things might get choppy for a second. Hold tight. Hold on. Maybe not. False alarm. Okay, we're good, I think. What up, virtual strangers? Wes in the house tonight. Good to see you, man. So they did give us a couple more deets on Cyube, and I'm just gonna go by what they've given us because I cannot talk about what I've played so far. But they did add some special notes here, implying that the game has eye-tracked foveated rendering. Isn't it nice, y'all? Isn't it nice that we're starting to get these games that, you know, are either launching or getting updated with eye-tracked foveated rendering? Possibly the best feature of the headset that's been very underutilized. mainly because, you know, a lot of developers didn't have the time, didn't have it was all kind of last second. And so like they didn't really have tons of time to implement these things, but now they're getting caught up, and now games are starting to release with this, which greatly improves the graphics. We need more games like this. They say this game has 8K textures and eye-tracked foveated rendering powered by Unreal Engine, so it's not a Unity game. Even the closest inspection reveals a world stunning sharpness. This game, like I said, they say navigate intricate, luminous caves delving deep underground. I like it. Smelt collected resources with a realistic VR furnace mechanics. Explore deserts to find yourself a cute gecko friend. That does sound kind of fun. Or design a fortress on top of a towering mountain where you get an amazing view over the world. Construct a bridge to connect two sky-floating high islands. Dig yourself deep into the ground and work on complex underground structures. And forego all that and focus on becoming more and more powerful and having even more options to leave you at your mark, to leave your mark on the world. So basically, oh, there's the choppiness. There it is. Okay, we're good. I'm going to close the thing. So I know this game's actually been very highly anticipated. It does look to be kind of like a Minecraft, but built for VR. I'm glad the audio is okay. I've got the video fixed. I accidentally launched my my 4K video capture and it causes this to go to hell. So but yeah, the thing that I've been, you know, really hoping is that this game is as beautiful as it seems. I'm not a big Minecraft person. I'm not a big base building kind of person, but I know that there's a lot of you out there and there is a player base for this. If they get this game right, this could be a potential system seller, I think. But they have to nail it. They have to get it really, really right. But I think this game has the potential, clearly, to be a system seller type game. Basically, like I said, a Minecraft clone, but with, you know, built for VR and higher res textures and things. So loads of potential here. That is coming Saturday, March 16th. So looking forward to sharing my thoughts on this one when it releases and when the embargo lifts. But if you're not into base building and whatnot, then we've got some other stuff for you, because Perp Games have announced another highly anticipated, several times delayed game, you know, a lesser known title, but one that I think people are really excited about. Oh, and Gel, you make a very good point. Before I switch off of Cube, I meant to mention that as well. Thank you for catching that. The interesting thing about Cube as well is that it supports mods, and basically, I think the developer clarified a little bit. It's like I don't know what the extent of the mods are, but I know the mods do at least include like custom blocks that you can use, so people can custom make tailor-made blocks, and then you can use those on PS5. The significance of that is that mods are extremely uncommon for PS5 games. It's just not something that's usually supported. There's always some kind of thing. So I don't know what kind of magic he worked to make that happen, but pretty good on them to introduce mods into Cube as well. And I'm sorry if it's really annoying that I say Cube. That's how it's spelled. And I like saying Cube. But yeah, looking forward to sharing more on that later. Can't talk about today, unfortunately. But like I said, that's not all we've got coming. So next Friday, we have the release of the announced HappyFunland by published by Perp Games. This is getting a physical release as well, and this is coming March 22nd. Now we will be in PAX East, so hopefully we'll have some review keys ahead of time to where we can play this. I know some people, I know this is a smaller title, but people are really excited about it because it is basically a horror game set in an abandoned amusement park, and it has a little bit of a comedic twist to it. And So it seems like it's kind of inspired by like Five Nights at Freddy's a little bit, but obviously it has more of a realistic look to it. It's not as cartoony looking, but yeah, this game was one that when it first came out or first announced, I was like, meh, you know, it's probably gonna suck, and I didn't really give it a fair chance. That being said, kind of the more, usually when games get delayed, I get less anticipated for them. Like it kind of takes some of the wind out of the hype sails. But this game is actually I'm pretty excited to give it a chance. If this is good, like Dead Ringer says, oh my god, it better be good. If this is good, it will be awesome. If not, then it's gonna suck. Because people are excited about this one. So I'm really hoping for the best here. Really hoping that a big reason for a lot of the delays, is that they've been, you know, getting things like, you know, making sure the graphics, the gameplay, the bugs, the performance, all that is up to par. But it is Perp Games publishing this, so I hate to say it, but I'm also kind of like prepared for this to get delayed again somehow. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be the release date, but who knows? They could get review keys out. People could start noticing some game-breaking bugs. Anything can happen with Perp Games release dates these days. So fingers crossed, it's ready to go and doesn't have too many issues with it. And look forward to playing it, because I do, you know, I think after Switchback VR came out and no Rush of Blood remaster, I've been kind of craving a carnival kind of games, like a horror carnival kind of fix. And this looks to be the closest thing to that. Besides that Five Nights at Freddy's game that also came out, but this is something a little bit different. But this has more of a Rush of Blood looking art style, more realism looking look to it. So I hope it's good. I really, really do. We shall see what happens in the end. But should HappyFunland turn into a disaster, we also have another chance at another horror game that is my most anticipated horror game. And let me tell you, I haven't had a most anticipated horror game in a very long time, because there's certainly no shortage of horror games on PSVR2 and in VR in general. But that being said, a lot of them are like horror tie-ins, not pure survival, make you shit your pants scary. And this is, of course, Madison VR, which finally got a new release date. I was just talking about Perp Games and delays. Madison VR, which was originally supposed to come out on March 20th, I think, is now coming out March 29th. So really, really hoping this one is also good. I know there's been like a little bit of gameplay shown, but I've completely avoided that. I don't want any spoilers. I want to know nothing going in. I want every single scare to impact me. It's been a long time since we've had a pure survival horror game. I think since Propagation Paradise Hotel, pretty much, which was fantastic. But this is, of course, by the Madison game was originally by Supermassive Games. Now they've got somebody doing a VR port of it. I think it's going to end up being VR Monkey. The only reason I think that is because when I've retweeted this and stuff, they have liked that tweet. And VR Monkey has you know, they've come a long way. They started small and did little ports, and they've been pretty rough ports overall, but they have improved over time. So I'm really hoping this is, I'm really hoping that this is some of their finest, if not best work yet, because this has a chance to be a really popular title, a really good title. And yeah, man, I'm really, really looking forward to this. I love the idea of like the photography mechanics, things like that. Kind of gives off some Siren vibes, or not Siren. Fatal Frame vibes. And of course, there's other things going on here, but this is huge. This is a huge, big deal of a game, and it also needs to be good. And I look forward to playing it March 29th. Who's excited? Anybody? Anybody excited to be scared shitless like I am? Also waiting for Phasmophobia, but that's going to be some more time. Let's see here. I know, Twitcher, that wasn't one of the best quotes of mine. If this is good, it will be good. I'm not proud of that one. I'm not gonna lie. But looks like there's some Cyube hype from Alhambra. Huge Cyube. Markio, the Sleepless Night, is hyped about Madison VR. Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to this one. I haven't had a game absolutely terrify the living hell out of me. Probably in years. I mean, like I said, Propagation Paradise Hotel, pretty damn scary. But that was kind of short. You know, I'm hoping that this is the scariest thing I've played since Resident Evil 7, which is the scariest game I have ever played in my life. I love Resident Evil 7 so damn much. But that was absolutely terrifying. The scariest game next to PT, Silent Hills demo, that I've played. And this game, I think, is supposed to be kind of inspired by PT, Fatal Frame, some really good ones. So cannot wait. Dead Ringer says, I need Madison to be co-op so I don't crap myself. Oh, you'd still crap yourself. You just crap yourself together. All right, guys. But that is the majority, I think, of what to look forward to for the rest of March in the next couple weeks. Hellsweeper update, big deal. HappyFunland, hope it's good. Madison VR, another big deal, hope it's good. Cyube this weekend. And then don't forget, if you've missed everything that's been happening, you know, Stilt came out, really fun platformer. If you need a to the top kind of fix and a platforming fix. And Little Cities Bigger, which I really hate city building games. But this one's not bad. For having to be forced to play it, I kind of actually want to go back to it and play it some more. So that's a very good sign of a good game when you don't like the genre, but you're enjoying it, you know, enjoying the game. That's a good sign. That's what I look for. But that is it for the upcoming games for Marchoween. This March mayhem going on. But we've also got some updates to some already released games that have been out. Let's see here. And I'm going to throw this one out here real quick. This one made it in last second because I already had the video ready. Just a real quick important update on one of my other favorite games, Demeo, the tabletop fantasy RPG dungeon crawler. Well, RPG in terms of like D&D, not so much RPG mechanically. Demeo has had a significant update where now you can, I like it, Chrome Colossus, Marchtober, where now you can save the game at any time when you're playing multiplayer. I absolutely adore this game. I think it's amazing. A 9 out of 10 at least. And I have several hours in this game. It's super awesome. Highly recommend it. And yeah, one of the things about it though is that you can only save between floors, and floors by yourself, if you kind of know what you're doing, like they can take anywhere up to an hour each. So you really don't have like a save point other than between an hour of itself. Now playing multiplayer, it takes even longer. Like a session can take like 3 to 6 hours playing multiplayer because you're having fun with your friends. It takes a lot longer. So now you can save at any point to continue to come back to your progress that you've been making, which is really cool. So shout out to Demeo. I love that game. Moving on though, we've got some other major updates, and it wouldn't be PSVR Underground if I didn't mention Legendary Tales. Oh, I'm sorry. #1 in the US sales charts, Legendary Tales. My new favorite game on PSVR2 still is, by the way. Hopefully can get to the final boss stream Saturday. I have streamed 25 hours of this game, and I have alternate save files that I've been playing. I absolutely adore this game, but there's a huge, important update that has happened with Legendary Tales. And congrats again to the devs for making #1 on the sales charts. I love it. This game is so fantastic. I think it's a contender for best game on PSVR2. Now, the only thing stopping that is that not everybody's into, Souls-like RPGs with Diablo-style loot, but I usually don't care what people... Well, I do care what people like. I try to be unbiased. I try to be unbiased as possible, but as you know, that's pretty much impossible. But we have a huge update for Legendary Tales, guys. And it was a surprising one. I wasn't expecting another update on this so soon. But let's take a look at what they have to say, because we'll run through this real quick. BJ over there at Urban Wolf Games gave us an update, and he basically talks about that how some players like to play a hybrid role where instead of just focusing on strength, just focusing on mages, just focusing on dexterity like a rogue build, when you try to mix and match these, even though you can, it would present some issues with progressing, because you would end up not being strong enough, having spent and divided up your skills. Well, they have added 14 new skill sets with a brand new hybrid skill tree in the game that can alleviate this and allow you to run a hybrid build and be able to progress through the game. Plus, another big complaint was that the female characters only had one model. Now they've added new character models, new armors and helms for the female characters. So now they get to rock out that awesome armor, as well as some new language support for Italian, French, Portuguese, Brazil, Spanish, Polish, and Czech. They are now all officially supported. So great work by this team to be so responsive, keeping this game, keeping the updates coming. They've already added a bunch of quality of life features, and I absolutely love this game to death and cannot recommend it enough, even at full price. And clearly many of you agree with it hitting, I'm going to say it again, #1 on the top 10 downloaded charts. Quill, the last but not least game cat, says, AJ, you heard of that Legendary Tales game? I think you might like it. Yeah, I've heard a bit of it. I'll be honest with you. I'm really just giving you all this info from what I've heard about the game. I actually don't know what it is. I'm sorry. I've been lying this whole time. A Dizzle says, AJ, you are the most biased person I know, and we love that about you. I resent that. Oh, no, it's probably true. You can't be completely unbiased, but I definitely try to judge games based on quality, content, accessibility, sound design, so many different factors I try to bring into it, and I don't think sales always translate to what the best game is. But yeah, man, when, especially during this time where VR as a whole is kind of struggling, you will definitely find me jumping up and down about different games. What's great is that this day and age, I used to jump up and down for games like Zing the Land Beyond and Song in the Smoke that I thought were absolutely incredible, that everybody needed to play. But those games didn't really move the needle at all. They didn't sell well. And so, but that hasn't discouraged me from supporting the games I believe in, supporting developers that I believe in what they're doing. And Legendary Tales is another one of those games. What I love this generation is that there's starting to be some games like that I'm like extremely passionate about, that are actually, people are, they're giving it a shot. They're actually going out there and buying it. We've seen this with Crossfire Sierra Squad getting #1 in the charts. We're now seeing this with Legendary Tales getting this on the charts. And I think Legendary Tales can keep it going if they continue to add updates to the game, add some character variety, add some, all sorts of different things. And then eventually, hopefully, we get that Legendary Tales 2, because this is an amazing new IP that is inspired by some of the best in the business, from Souls games to Diablo. So good, man. So good. Give us more. Give us more. I love that, there's games out there that come out of nowhere that are raising the bar. Nihilus Ryan, my metal feline friend, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for the support and the love. Right back at you, homie. Says, I don't think you're biased, AJ. Thank you, my friend. I can always count on my biased friends to have my back. Oh, man. Thank you for the donation. Getting that tip train started. That's first of the day. Let's go, baby. Also, thank you to these lovely people down here that support me on Patreon. Patreon.com/PSVR Underground, as well as those who support me in another way by not changing the name to something GameCat related, or something GameCat adjacent, but those who go to VR-rock.com and pick themselves up some awesome lenses, prescription lenses for the PSVR2. If you need, if you wear glasses at any point or anything, you've got to get some lenses. I use the VR Rock I have for a very long time. You can get yourself a discount using the code AJPSVR. If you want the highest of the highest end ones, then I hear Brian also recommends Real Optics, which are really good. I haven't used those though, so I've only used Hans and VR Rock. I like the VR Rock ones more. Highly recommend you get you some prescription lenses for the headset. Total game changer for me. Go watch my first reaction to the No Man's Sky update. That was not only the No Man's Sky update reaction, that was also my first time wearing the lenses. So it was just like mind melting. Dead Ringer, that site also does sell Quest lenses, and you can also use my code with that. So whatever headset you have, awesomeness. Match 30 Gaming. I will get to that momentarily, my friend, but we got a little bit of news to get to first. I appreciate your patience. We will get there. We've got some other updates to talk about. That is my Legendary Tales corner for the day. Now, it may surprise you to hear me talk about another game. But first, real quick shout out to A Dizzle, keeping that tip train going. Thank you so much, man, with the donation. Says everyone is biased. The rest are fake people. That's true. That's true, man. I try to be unbiased with things, try to be as objective, look at things as much of an objective lens as possible, but that's just frankly not 100% possible. It is, in fact, impossible. But I don't feel like I ever miss, though. I don't feel like I usually miss. Maybe I do sometimes, but not usually. A lot of work and thought goes into my stuffs. But guys, I am here to surprise you and talk a little bit about another update we got, which is for Galaxy Karts. Shout out to, now I mentioned VR Monkey earlier, as in likely doing the Madison VR port. But Galaxy Kart devs have added yet another major update to Galaxy Kart. And I gotta say, man, they're winning me over here. They're winning me over with this game. What started as a pretty rough, unfinished launch, this game is starting to become really, really good. And apologies for the blinders that are on this. I had already started and I couldn't take them off, so a little bit of blinders in the footage. Oh, really bad blinders. God, that was just enabled by default for some reason. It got turned on. So apologies for the blinders in the footage and the gameplay. I'm trying to use a lot of my own gameplay today as well. But yeah, man, they've added 3 new levels. One for like the kind of pretty feudal Japan looking place. And then there's one for the circus, and then there's one for my personal favorite, which is the food place. This is Burger Woods. or Burgerwood. But I've been I got to jump into this a little bit earlier. Scott says sausage fingers cart, I call. Yeah, I really, the sausage guy is, the hot dog guy is my favorite racer of the game. But they've added these 3 new tracks, but that's not all. They've also added a standard, like Mario Kart style or most kart racing style tournament mode, where there's different tournaments you can choose from. You go through a series of courses and you kind of like, I guess, add up the points and you basically try to end up coming out on top by the end of it. And that's something that I thought this game also really needed, because really it was kind of just a single race match that was on easy, medium, and hard. And now there's like a nice little tournament thing. So this game, over the course of several months, has actually had several updates, including eye-tracked foveated rendering. Oh wait, is it eye-tracked foveated rendering? If it's not eye-tracked foveated rendering, they did do a major graphical overhaul where the game looks good now. It actually looks very, very good. It looks very sharp. Some levels even look nice and detailed. And I think it's a locked 90 frames per second. But it's pretty awesome now, and I'm having a lot of fun with this. Apparently, Mark Yo, the Underground Game Cat, says once they cross-play with this, it will open up. That's right. This game is also coming out on the Quest, and I guess it's supposed to have cross-play. But this team and this game has started to completely win me over. It's not a mind-blowing experience, but it's just a very solid kart racer. And it's something that is like, you would think we would have had like 20 by now. But I will say that this is probably the best kart racer we've had in VR to date. I like this game more than Dash Dash World, which was the most popular kart racer at the time. So had to give a shout out to the devs for this update. Looking at this level is also making me incredibly hungry, so I need to probably move on to the next game soon. A pizza, it's got pizza, burgers. I'm playing as a hot dog character. There's so much food going on, and I love it. I love good food. But yeah, man, great. The new maps are really, really fun, and I'm really, really enjoying this game quite a bit. Good stuff. Before I move on to the next game, though, I will just get you a quick little glimpse, maybe, if I can do it quick enough, I'll get you a quick little glimpse at one of the other maps. This, of course, was the pizza map. And the way they've added these new levels, by the way, is they're kind of like, they're new tracks within the existing stages. So, yeah, I think I turned off the blinders real quick, and then I checked out. We'll just give you a quick little glimpse over, what's this place called? I can't see what this place is called, but this is the kind of like feudal Japan, really pretty, scenic. And this level looks really pretty. Like, this looks good. It looks very sharp, very detailed, and it's pretty nice. You got the backdrop with the waterfall and the pink trees. It's looking really, really nice. So good shit, man. Keep it up, VR things, and let this be a lesson to all of y'all. This game, like, they probably would have given up on this game, but these developers stuck with this game because of you, because of your support and, you giving them feedback. And, of course, Brian played a big part in that as well. But this just shows you, man, this is the day and age we're in where, if you don't think your voice matters, if you don't think your voice will be heard, then you are mistaken. You can literally have the power to make changes in the games that we get. And this is a perfect example of that, it's the devs listening to the community feedback, but also the devs being encouraged and supported by the community so much that they've really made a huge 180 with this game. So good on everybody for sticking with this game, supporting the devs, and giving them good feedback. And yeah, man, they've changed my mind on this game. I now like this game a lot. I recommend it, especially on sale. It's like a must grab when it's on sale. But even at the original price point of $20, it's starting to, live up to its potential now. So that's good shit. That doesn't happen often. So it's pretty special. And I think that does it for the major updates for games recently. There's also been some other announcements, but we'll get to those games a little bit later on another show or something. This is all there's so much to talk about. I'm sticking with all the hype, exciting stuff today. We got a jam-packed show. So, Twilight Zone VR got a let's see here. I don't know exactly when the release date is. I'm about to find out and let you know. But Twilight Zone has come out of nowhere and now is releasing as well. It is coming March 19th. So that is next Tuesday. On Tuesday, Twilight Zone VR is dropping. They say it's got enhanced graphics, new haptics, and gameplay upgrades. And this is, of course, a game that released kind of a while ago on PSVR, on Quest, and maybe PC. All I know is Quest. I tried to get like an early kind of preview of it, on playing it on Quest, but I'll be honest with you, like on the Quest 2, it was unplayable for me. Like graphically, I hated the graphics so much that it was unplayable. So I got kind of excited and intrigued when they said that this is enhanced. And luckily, I've been playing this and can provide you some first impressions, just first impressions for this one, because I haven't played enough of it yet. I've probably played a total about 45 minutes, 45 minutes of it, just to give you a little bit of a impression on it. Jed Ringer, thank you so much for the donation. Keeping that tip train going. Choo choo, blue Jew, key too. Oh man, too funny, man. Thank you for the support, man, and the love. Right back at you, homie. Appreciate all you guys. So I've got some first impressions of the Twilight Zone VR game that is coming March 19th, next Tuesday. And this game is, of course, inspired by the long-running series that is basically a sci-fi thrilling, very old TV show. And you know, so this game comes with 3 different episodes. And one is like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi thing where basically it kind of tells you the backstory as you're playing it. And that's the one that I'll be showing gameplay of here. It's kind of like nuclear fallout, but essentially what's happened is that humans tried to launch a probe and it caused the sun to expand and basically burned up everything. And so now you play as this character that you are trying to survive and find your daughter and bring her home. Her name is Hope. And this was one of the games that I played originally on the Quest version. And this was the one that was like, you know, I'm not the biggest graphic snob in the world, but sometimes it can really get to me to the point to where it's like, I just can't play this. And this game, they've taken it, they have enhanced it, but there are still some issues with the performance in general. It does look better than the Quest version. Graphically, it's at least seems like more playable to me. However, within the beginning section of this right here, you can't really see it on the screen, but I was really suffering from some bad jittery frame. I don't know, it wasn't necessarily like low frame rate, but it was kind of like jittery, like the same thing that Vertigo 2 had kind of in its beginning sections. Just everything, movement, turning, everything kind of jitters a little bit. And that's not good. That's really, really not good. In fact, for those that are really sensitive to that kind of thing. I'm not really sensitive to that kind of thing, so I was able to look past it. And it did get a little bit better as I kept going. But I'm very intrigued by this game, by playing through these different story modes. I'm really interested in this nuclear or this like Fallout kind of one. But in terms of like enhanced graphics, it is improved. It is improved over the Quest version. but there's still, I mean, performance wise, it's got a little bit of issues, and there's still loads of like really low res textures everywhere. I mean, like laughably bad textures. There are some enhancements, but there's also a lot of stuff where it's just like, this is enhanced. Like, you're calling this enhanced? That's not what I think of when I think of enhanced. Let's see here, just looking. But that being said, I was kind of enjoying this a little bit. But quality wise, don't expect some big production values style game. It very much feels and looks like an indie game. There's a lot of stuff presentation wise that might take some of you out of the immersion, like climbing up a ladder and it fading to a screen, or climbing down a ladder, and rather than actually climbing down the ladder, it just kind of fades and teleports you down. You've got these enemies here, these alien things that look kind of cool. But in terms of like, and this episode plays very much like a sci-fi first person shooter. You do get like a gun and you're shooting these aliens, and, you know, when you shoot them, they kind of just disappear and go, that's about it. So, you know, there's not really, it's not an impressive game visually. It's not impressing me very much visually, although I do think it's more playable than the standalone Quest version was. But there's still some of these, like, it feels like it's very taped together kind of things, a lot of immersion breaking little features that will maybe drive some people crazy. But I was liking this at first, but then it just within 10-15 minutes, I started just kind of traveling through tunnels and some open areas. I did get out of the tunnels actually, and I don't know. Look, you can see some of the textures. Look at the textures on the roof, like how low res they are, and the sand is really low res. The gun looks nice. The hands look okay. What up, GC13, je ne sais quoi? All of you is Mark Smith. Good to see all y'all. But yeah, I'm just really, I want to like this, but I'm not impressed so far. I want to experience a cool story. I want to enjoy like some good storytelling, but it's just not, I don't know, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, I was already getting kind of bored and was like, well, this is just not very impressive. It's not bad though. It's not like that bad. This thing, I'm trying to get this big giant spider thing's attention, like throwing stuff. It's not moving. It's not reacting. I even smack it in the face with a can and it didn't move. And then watch, this is the death animation. I just shoot it and it just goes poof and just disappears into little, well, I guess it did explode into chunks, but most of them just kind of disappear. You grab the ladder, it fades to the bottom of the ladder. Just a lot of immersion breaking stuff that just, I don't know. This is one of those games that didn't survive it was originally built for Quest and then enhanced kind of thing going on. Like, it's still very much feels like a slightly enhanced Quest 2 game. But yeah, the other mode, there's another episode. This is episode 2. Oh, Chrome Colossus. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because while I was playing this, I was liking the vibe, the atmosphere of it. It does have some okay sound design ish. But this game was making me feel like, okay, Metro might be really good, especially the part where I'm wearing the gas mask, crawling through tunnels, shooting things. A sci-fi post-apocalyptic kind of first-person shooter does work naturally pretty well. This actually got me more excited for Metro, which I think is going to be pretty badass because that's developed by Vertigo Games. This so far, I'm not crazy about it, but I've played worse. We'll see. I think it needs some patches. It needs some patches, maybe a sale. I don't like how stuff just disappears. I don't like the really low res textures for being an enhanced version. You know, Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, that was like enhanced in a way where it's like, wow, I can't even tell that this was developed on something else. Like this actually looks like a PC or PSVR2 game, which was pretty impressive. This doesn't seem like they didn't pay attention to everything in the game. They did enhance some things like the guns and some things, but there's still tons of really low res, like laughably bad textures in this game. There is one other thing about this game though. I don't want to spoil it. In episode 1, you kind of so this is like a sci-fi first-person shooter adventure. Episode 1 is a little bit more on the survival horror kind of hide and seek. For those that played Home Sweet Home, wandering around, and it does something really, really cool. At least on paper, the first episode 1 does something like, I think from a technical standpoint is super cool, super creative. The problem is it's also a giant spoiler. So I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I will say that it has something to do with voice capture. Like it lets you capture your voice in a certain way, and then it uses that in kind of the gameplay a little bit. And it's really, really cool how it does that. It feeds you some lines to say. Let's see here. It feeds you some lines in episode 1, and then it actually uses your voice recordings in the game, which I thought was really creative, really clever, and it's a pretty funny twist on how they do it. So I don't want to spoil it because I feel like that is a nice surprise, but it is a pretty cool use of voice recording, sound immersion, whatever you want to call it, and it also leaves room to let you have fun with that mechanic, and it could potentially make for some really funny shit. The third episode I didn't get to this time, and I don't actually remember what it was when I played it on the Quest originally. But that's just a sneak preview of Twilight Zone VR coming March 19th. Enhanced for sure, but still not like good visually. It's okay. It's okay. It's very middle of the road. I hope that there's some more patches. There's still time. There could be some day 1 patches on the way, so there's still time for it to get enhancements. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of extra information as to what their roadmap is, what their game plan is. But first impressions wise, it's better than the standalone version that I played, but it's still not like super impressive or anything. It's just okay. Looper says the third episode is like those horror escape room VR games where environment changes as you turn around. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. All right, so that is Twilight Zone VR first impressions, not a review. Now, there's another game that I think came out today. I thought it was supposed to come out today, if not supposed to come out sometime very soon. You know, I didn't actually look at the embargo information on this, which would be really bad. I don't think that there's any embargo on this, but hold please. Allow me to check this real quick just to make sure. I had an embargo snafu recently, and it was totally by accident. Let me just double check. This would be really bad if there is an embargo, because I only titled the show about this. That'd be a doofus move on my part. But I don't think there is, but something just made me want to double check real quick. Let's see here. Dead Ringer, thank you so much for the donation, man. Appreciate the support. Love right back at you, homie. Says, I want Black Mirror VR. It'd be pretty cool. I know a lot of Black Mirror fans out there. I tried watching one episode after somebody recommended it, but I wasn't. If that's the one I'm thinking of, I wasn't like super feeling it. I'm sorry if the screen gets a little choppy here as well. Let's see here. Just want to make sure we're good here. Just want to double check. Here we go. Twilight Zone and crap. Where's the paint? There we go. No. Shitballs. Where the hell did I get a Paint the Town Red key from? Oh. Okay, I did get one. I don't have any embargo information that I can see, so sorry about that, guys. We're going to go ahead and talk about this then. Guys, Paint the Town Red. I heard Match 30 Times Gaming talking about this. Calling me out for when I did accidentally break the... Now, I didn't technically break embargo with Legendary Tales because I was not told that there was an embargo. There was an embargo told everywhere else, but I was supposed to be relayed that information. So that one was not my fault. The only other time I've ever broken embargo by accident was I tweeted something like an hour early, and that was it. I think it was Switchback. Like I tweeted about an hour early. That was it. Otherwise, like 500 plus games, squeaky clean record. Let's go. But it is now time to talk about Paint the Town Red VR. And guys, this is going to be a big surprise to some of you. And I will get into the feature at some point, very, very soon. But so Paint the Town Red is a game that was not on my radar. It is not typically my type of game, but it is an action brawler with a cartoony art style and an emphasis on hyper violence. I love during this part right here. I'm just kind of cruising the bar, looking around. There's a band playing. They are playing music. Guys, first off, this game has a dope soundtrack. I highly recommend wearing the Pulse headphones with this game and turning on the bass settings. I've got my own bass customization for Thumper, and it works so incredibly good with this game. But this game has amazing sound design. Hopefully that's not actually... Okay. But this game is, if you're into like hyper violence, which I'm usually not, but this game is really good. It has, it's got a couple different modes, which we'll get into. I'm playing just the regular base scenario modes, where basically you just have to kill everybody. But this game is super violent. It's all kind of funny though, because it's this like pixelated kind of blocky art style. But this to me is basically, this game has achieved to me what like I wanted from Gorn. I was never really super crazy about Gorn. But it is pretty epic. And let me just say, so far guys, for this not being my type of game, I am having a lot of fun with this. And a lot of it has to do with the sound design. A lot of it has to do, it's got similar to like what Saints and Sinners has. It's got like dynamic slicing. It's got really fun physics. It's got like what is it, like the dismemberment, the like skin degradation upon impact. It is really actually impressive in many ways where, you know, they've got this cartoonish, funny look to it, but you punch somebody in the face and it's got like a red spot there, or their face bruises. They react pretty well to it. Also, if you hit them with something, like a chunk will come out of their head. And I mean, like you can take out chunks all the way down to the bone. It has like a dynamic damage system where you can really, I like how I got a quick punch on the punching bag right there for a second. It has a very dynamic damage system where like you can see their flesh just coming off. Like their flesh just tears off and it goes all the way down to the bone. The kids these days, they love the gore, and this game is super gory. I mean, blood splatted everywhere. Now, of course, it's kind of this voxel art kind of style. I will say though, this game is pretty impressive. For being the kind of art style that it is, it actually is really impressive graphically. But man, look at all the blood, Jesus. But this game, I was not expecting much. This is another one of those games where it's like, I didn't even really care to play it. But then I started playing it and I was like, holy crap, like this is pretty good. Like the environments look good. The graphics look good. Even with this art style and stuff, like the graphics look pretty damn good. I love here how I finally hit the band. I think I hit a band member here. The way everything just goes down, it's just like this crazy, over the top, insane brawler. I took his microphone, and they don't even come after me. They just go start fighting. Well, this guy did, and that was his mistake. They just go start fighting other people. I pick up the guitar. It's just mass chaos, man. It is absolute chaos here. And it's so gory. It's so over the top. The cool thing is too, they give you special abilities with this as well. So like some of you might have noticed, I did some move where it's called, I think, Shockwave, where it like you trigger the button or whatever, and it does like a shockwave, and everybody goes flying, and whatever they hit, like they explode into pieces and guts and gore. And dude, the gore system here is extremely satisfying. And again, I'm not the biggest person for gore in general, but I just really appreciate the attention to detail here with its dynamic damage system, skin, flesh peeling off, and bone, exposing bone, faces being bruised, the way they react, the way it feels too. The game has a lot of physics, and it has a lot of items at your disposal that you can use to beat the shit out of everybody. This is one of the best brawlers I have ever probably played in VR. It's basically like everything you want from like a, everything that SUPERHOT's advertised as. Oh, here's the berserk mode where look at this. I channeled the berserk and I'm punching them and their faces are literally exploding. And I try it with the bodies too. I punched that person in half, guys, for like, it's insane, man. It's absolutely insane. I'm going berserk here, literally, and I'm punching people in half, exploding their heads. It's absolutely insane. Scott, the PSVR Game Cap for Life, says, looks like silly fun for 30 minutes at a time. Yeah, but there's more to it. So this is just the scenario mode. This game actually has basically 3 different types of game modes as well. Real quick, Sentience Generation. I love that name. That sounds like either a cool metal band name or a sci-fi movie. I don't know, but either way, I'm down with it. Says, thank you so much for the donation, by the way. Appreciate all of your support. Keeping that tip train going. Much love to you, my friend. Says pizza money for the homie. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Can never have too much pizza. I might actually get pizza tonight. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to look nice and trim as much as possible before the Game Cat meetup. But if I show up a couple pounds overweight, it's because pizza. So that was the scenario mode. That was the bar room. There's all these other different types of mode levels as well, stages. There's this other mode called Beneath. Now, if you thought this game was just a simple arena brawler, well, my friends, I have a huge amount of surprising news for you. There is the scenarios mode that has different stages. There's like the bar room, there's the prison, there's a pirate cove in the day and nighttime, and there's different like scenarios you can be in. Looper says it's not overweight, it's added value. I love you guys. But so guys, check this out. This is where I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not a big arena brawler kind of person, but I saw this mode called Beneath, and I was like, what the heck is this? Well, turns out this also has a roguelike mode that's like a roguelike dungeon crawler. And this all the way, by the way, this all looks really impressive graphically. Like this is all in high fidelity. So it looks very good. Yes, it's got like the voxel kind of cartoony art style, but it also looks really, really good. And they maximize the hell out of it. That part right there looks very impressive. And again, heavy emphasis. This game has excellent sound design. I will even post my my headset speaker settings, my headphone settings in the Discord. Make sure you join our Discord down below. But this has a roguelike mode. And guys, myself of all people, I know many of us are sick of roguelike modes. This is pretty good though. This feels more like a dungeon crawler. This feels way more like a solid dungeon crawler experience. My favorite types of roguelikes are the ones where it's like not obvious, like doesn't feel like a roguelike. This actually comes off as more as a this comes off more as like a campaign mode kind of, because it feels like there's like objectives, there's a story mode that you're following kind of. Oh, that stabbing and stuff feels so good, by the way. There's really good haptics right there. This game has really good haptics. And pretty good physics too. But yeah, man, there's this roguelike mode called Beneath, and it's pretty damn good. Like you start out here, and then you have these different objectives that you're trying to get to, and which is basically just kind of clear out rooms. There's some good enemy variety though. There's not just human enemies in this game, guys. There's like monsters and aliens and all sorts of weird shit. And the one thing about this mode that I don't know everything about yet, is that after some time, I got this message saying the pursuer is now here coming after you. And basically, there's like this death that appears and starts following you. I don't know the extent of, I don't know the full extent of how the mechanics here work. If you're supposed to clear out all the challenges, there's different challenges in this dungeon. And I'm not really sure how it works. But I did know that after some time I started getting chased by this pursuer of death. I was able to continue playing, but it was really difficult with this thing chasing you the whole time. And as it gets closer to you, your headset starts to like do like a heartbeat, like it simulates a heartbeat, and it starts going bump, 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 bump. And as it gets closer and closer, it's like bump, 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 bump. And it gets kind of terrifying, honestly. But you'll see some of the other enemies here. There's like some crystal monsters that are shooting lasers. This game has a lot more depth and variety than I was expecting. I thought it was kind of like you just run into a room and just beat people up. But no, this is like a full dungeon crawler mode called Beneath that's like a roguelike. And there's even more mechanics to it that I don't completely understand yet. I had a pretty good run, but eventually I kind of just gave up and let the death thing kill me, which it just like hits you twice basically and you're dead or whatever. But there's like some power-ups I've got here that are helping me out. There's some good mechanics. So guys, I'm really, really surprised by this game so far. It's very, very good. If you're the kind of person that's into like brawlers, this is one of the best brawlers I've played on the platform yet. Yeah, man. And let me tell you, like, I'm completely surprised and blown away by this. I was not expecting to like this game one bit. It's really hard to tell these days what's going to be really good and what's not. But I'm very surprised. So you saw the scenarios mode. You saw this is the dungeon crawler mode. There's also, I don't think I'm going to be able to have time to get to it in here, but there's also an arena mode that's like, it's called a challenge mode, and it's basically Gorn. It's basically, there's 5 different challenges is what they call them. But within the 5 different challenges are like, it's basically like a Gorn style gladiator arena. There's like 5 to 10 different challenges, or rounds for each challenge, and there's all sorts of stuff like they just throw enemies at you. They throw different weapon combinations, different variations of enemies. There's also like level traps in this, where there's like spikes that come out of the ground. There's flamethrowers that pop up and shoot fire around, and you can kind of lead enemies into it and they catch on fire. And the gladiator mode is also pretty damn good. Zachary T says, is it a good workout game? I know my arms were a little hurting because I was punching really hard and probably shouldn't have been. I don't know about, I think depending on your play style, I think you can get a workout from this. I don't think I was like sweating or anything, but my arms were a little bit sore. So there's a lot of arm swinging, there's a lot of punching. So about as much as workout you get from that. As you can see, I'm punching a floating squid skeleton, something in the face. But guys, so we saw the scenarios mode. This is the beneath mode, which is like a roguelike kind of campaign kind of thing. And then there's the challenge mode, which is like an arena, like a gladiator arena with tons of different challenges. Also has leaderboards on there as well. So if you're a leaderboard kind of person. But here is probably the most surprising thing. This is, of course, the mentioned on the thumbnail. So the scenarios mode has different modifiers. And one of the modifiers, you guys, is literally called Super Hot. Now, let me tell you, it's been a damn shame that the Super Hot devs haven't brought a remaster or a sequel over to PSVR2 yet. But let me tell you, and I'm talking to you, Aceville and Niculo, and all you other people that are absolutely huge fans of SUPERHOT. There is literally a modifier for the scenarios here. Look at this, guys. Look, in all of its glory. Time only moves when you move. And look at the style of this. I gotta blow this up a little bit. Guys, look at this shit. Look at this. This game literally has SUPERHOT within it. And I couldn't believe it. And it works masterfully. It's all about the mechanics. I try to demonstrate it as much as possible here. Guys, look at it. Look at it in all of its SUPERHOT glory. It functions exactly the same. Time moves when you move. It's got all the one-hit enemies. They even make the levels black and white with red enemies. This is absolutely incredible. If you weren't convinced on this game yet, which unfortunately I don't know the price of this game. I know literally nothing about it. I just jumped in and whatever. I know GC. I'm like, where's Aceville? Where's Niculo right now? Because they're going to go crazy over this. Look, and you have super abilities to use. Guys, anybody that is dying to play SUPERHOT again, this is a must buy. If you love SUPERHOT, if it's like one of your favorite games, you have to get Paint the Town Red and try out this thing. There's plenty of other reasons to like the game as well. But if you need your SUPERHOT fix, man, no problem. Paint the Town Red has got you covered. Tons of weapons to use. There's abilities. You can play this mode in all 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 different scenarios. So it's a little bit different. Oh, here's my smite move, where you can, this is one of the power-ups you get, where you basically point at somebody and it just blows them up. And I had to kind of move my arm to get it going. But dude, if you are a big fan of SUPERHOT, this was such a huge, wonderful surprise. This is absolutely amazing. It emulates the SUPERHOT mechanics to a T. It actually improves on it in some ways because it feels better with the upgraded hardware. The haptics feel really good, very satisfying. It's amazing, man. There's some new abilities. Now, this mode is limited to the scenarios. And the cool thing is there are a whole bunch of other modifiers that I haven't got to. But as far as I'm concerned, this itself, look at this, man. This is just so freaking cool. Watching these guys explode It's so amazing that this game features this. It is such a huge. I was not expecting this, and this was such an amazing surprise. Daringly Average Game Snake says, sorry if I missed this being asked. How do you get this game on PSVR2? Do you buy the flat? No, I think when you go to the store, I think you select options or select version in the PlayStation Store for which version you want, and then you I think you select the VR version. That's what I've been told about. Now this footage here, this footage is all from just earlier today. So I just jumped in like really quick. Tons of weapons and items at your disposal. Great physics, great damage. What is it called? Like dynamic damage to all the enemies. Like where you hit them, depending on where you hit them or slice them, they will bruise, break, chip away, lose skin, flesh, bleed, all these things from those parts. This is one more. Okay, so it's there's a disco level too. Okay, yeah, so there are, I think, 5 scenarios to choose from. This is a quick little look at the Pirate Cove. I died pretty fast. I'm using the full SUPERHOT mechanics here, so I think it's only like one hit and you die, but it's also one hit and everybody else dies. So it's true to SUPERHOT's thing. I just kind of ran through here real quick, had some fun. I was trying to break a bottle. But guys, this mode was such an amazing surprise and is so freaking cool. It feels and it looks so much like SUPERHOT. It feels just like SUPERHOT with actually some really nice haptics. The piratey guy got me there. But yeah, so far, guys, games, a game like this, obviously not going to be for everybody. If it's not your style of game, probably not going to like it. But if you're looking for a brawler that's over the top gory, that's funny because of the cartoonish thing, that also has lots of content, but almost most of all has a SUPERHOT mode. This is an absolute must buy. I don't know how much this game is. I'm hoping it's around the $20 max, because I feel like that's how much I would recommend this game for, is $20. But this is pretty cool, man. This was such a wonderful surprise. So amazing. Match 30 Gaming says, does Creed have a good online community? Do people still play? I don't think so. Not that I know of. Bromez says, can you parry and block? You can block in this game. You can block by holding your hands up, and it is essential, especially for like some of the melee characters. Yes, there's full locomotion, smooth turning. There is a teleport hybrid. There is snap turning if you need that. And yes, there is punching, pure, just crazy melee combat. And then there's also blocking by holding up your fist. So yeah, it's got all the bells and whistles. Really surprised by Paint the Town Red, guys. Very, very surprising to me. Silver Nexus, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate the support and the love. Right back at you, homie. Says, you rock, Silver Nexus. Thanks for sharing your love of gaming and wisdom, as well as the best games. I truly hope you have a very merry time at the Game Cat meetup. Yeah, man, I can't wait for the Game Cat meetup next week. Gonna be super awesome. Virtual Strangers says, this just makes me very angry that we don't have a SUPERHOT 2. Let me tell you, Wes, channel that anger and go play this mode in Paint the Town Red and unleash all that anger that you have for SUPERHOT, because this game kind of says no SUPERHOT, no problem. Well, I still hope that they do. Obviously it's not the entire game. It's limited to the scenarios mode, but I promise you will get a major SUPERHOT fix from that. That mechanic of slow, time only moving when you move is amazing. And they clearly, they even named it the SUPERHOT modifier. It is super cool. Super, super cool. All right, man. Awesome Data says, all right, I'm playing this stinky Paint the Town Red game. Hey, man, if you want some good, satisfying, like combat physics, brawling physics, maybe a dungeon crawler, roguelike mode, and that super hot mode, then yeah, go for it. If it's not your type of game, your fun factor is going to be very limited. But I will say, I had zero interest in playing Paint the Town Red, and I am actually very impressed with it, very blown away. It's super cool. Very, very good shit, man. Very, very good shit. All right, guys. So we're not done for the day. So, I mean, yeah, this is just a crazy month. It's turning out to be 3 months in to 2024, and we're already getting some absolute bangers, man. Legendary Tales, Ultra Wings 2, some cozy goodness like Little Cities VR, some other upcoming stuff. Hopefully the rest of this month, we don't know what's going to end up being really good or not, but hopefully Madison's really good. If not Madison, then HappyFunland. Some absolute bangers. Super block. Super block. Super block. Good shit, man. That was such an amazing. I was like, there's also a sandbox mode in this game too. So it is deep on features. It's pretty crazy. And like I said, not everything is all humans either. There's like monsters and creatures and stuff that you fight as well. It's absolutely bonkers. All right. So before we get out of here, we've got one last thing to take a look at. And that is, of course, there is a major sale on PSN. We're going to be using PS profiles for this. RIP wallets. I'm going to be going through each and every one of these games on sale. I think that there's 50 games, maybe not that much. Also, if you have kids that love like melee, if they love Gorn or they love swordsman or they like fighting games, this is like, there's nothing better than Paint the Town Red. I love how gory it is, but it gets away with it because it's so cartoony. Like, it's kind of just funny. Yes, I mean PS prices, not PS profiles. Guys, we've got a couple games to go through here. First off, we've got Forever Bowling, Forever Bowl, for $11.99 or $9.99 with PlayStation Plus. Now, here's the thing. There's two different games that are on sale by the Forever team. There's bowling and there's billiards. And I have played a little bit of these. I was really excited about bowling. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you could do worse. They're not they're just not that great. Like, they feel kind of cheaply made, but they do feel like they have lots of features and stuff. I'm going to say hold off for now. I want that 90% sale for Forever Bowling. Of the two, the bowling is better so far. But just don't expect good graphics. Don't expect good physics or lighting or anything. It all just feels very cheaply made. But they obviously tried as well. Like, it's not just like a shameless cash grab kind of game. It's just not good enough. I'm also, highlight notes, what up, man? It says I'm also, that ends today. Forever Pool starts today or tomorrow. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, regardless, there's too many games coming out right now. There's too many other games on the sale that I would recommend first. So unfortunately, although I like the idea of a bowling game, Forever Bowl is just not doing it for me yet. Switchback VR got a permanent price drop of 29. Or wait, I think Switchback got a permanent price drop, didn't it? That's what I thought I remember hearing. Anyways, it says $29.99. I still like Switchback for the $20 price. You could do worse, but it's also been on deeper sales. I'm going to say for this sale, hold off on Switchback. I do like Switchback though. I do like it, but I'd say hold off. I don't know what Tales into Reverie is. I don't care. Kayak VR Mirage is $14.94. The only reason I would recommend Kayak VR Mirage is maybe if you want to stick somebody into VR for the first time and want to say, oh, look, pretty graphics, pretty environments. Other than that, if you're looking for a good kayaking game, it is not a fun game. It is just a really good, it's just a really good tech demo, kind of. So $15 is kind of expensive for a tech demo. I'm going to say hold off for now. They are working on updates for the game, though. Let's keep going. That's 3 strikeouts so far. Actually, let's make that 4, because Forever Pool also came out. I did not like this one bit. I kind of wanted to like the bowling. I didn't like the pool. I feel like the mechanics are super janky and really awkward, non-intuitive controls, and it works, but it's not very good. No to Forever Pool, as tempting as it is. Next, we've got Crossfire Sierra Squad for $22.49. I've said it before, I've said it again. Yes, absolutely recommend Crossfire Sierra Squad. I know Match was in here. Match 30 was saying he was a little disappointed. I'd like to know why. What it is. This game does have a lot of, different modes and stuff to play through. So maybe you didn't have the right experience with it. I can see some people not having the best experience with it. Crossfire Sierra Squad, if you play it on realism and with co-op, it is like one of the best shooters I've ever played in VR. It has amazing haptics, adaptive triggers. I've gone on and on about Crossfire. I think it's a must-have title. If you're not happy with your first go at, he says he thinks he just needs to find people to play with. It's certainly more fun co-op. If you don't really play co-op like I do, though, try the realism mode. Trust me on that. It's very difficult. I don't know your difficulty level, but realism is so much fun. Crossfire! Scott, the PSVR game Cap for Life, is giving the golden buzzer to Crossfire Sierra Squad. Let's go. So, highly recommend Crossfire Sierra Squad. It basically feels like the closest thing to like a AAA shooter, like modern military style shooter. It's so good. Turn off well, if you can, turn off the voices, because the voices are kind of cringe and annoying. But realism, man, realism is the way to go with that game for sure. And with a partner is so much more fun. All right, guys, next. So Crossfire is the first thumbs up, but just hang in tight, because we've also got another thumbs up for Vampire the Masquerade Justice for $20.99. I am a huge fan of Vampire the Masquerade Justice. Big thumbs up here. $20 is a great price point. This game's not even expensive to begin with. It is a full-length, like 8 to 12-hour campaign that's plays kind of like Assassin's Creed or Dishonored. And let's be real, you get to play as a freaking vampire, and that is awesome. You get some vampiric superpowers. It's stealthy, but you can also level up and learn the skills to become like the crazy OP vampire, make people's heads explode with superpowers, have traps that spawn demons that grab people and suck them into the ground. Dude, I love Vampire the Masquerade Justice. That is 2 recommends so far. But we're not stopping there, because we've also got Ghost Signal. And look, you may not have to buy every single one of these games on this sale, because RIP wallets otherwise. But if this is a game, if these are games that interest you and ones that you've been interested in, and you're, want to see if want a time to grab them, I'm just giving you, yes, like I would recommend them during this time. If you need to wait longer, fine. But I'm just saying at this time, I absolutely would recommend. Speaking of absolutely recommend, Ghost Signal, a Stellaris game. This is $11.99. Big thumbs up for this one as well. Again, I don't like roguelites or roguelikes, whatever you want to call it, very much. But this one is very, very good. It's very cool, very sci-fi, fun, immersive, in the gameplay department. Visually, it's okay. It gets the job done. But it's got a great atmosphere. It's got some great mechanics to it, and it has a lot of replay value. So the biggest thing I'd say maybe to hold off from this one is that because it's a roguelike, if you're not into roguelikes, it is a pure, very much like it. So sales also ending for this one pretty soon, it sounds like. So it might be too late. Okay, yeah, this is ending very, very soon. So we'll just skim through these ones. Thank you, Highlight Notes, for pointing that out. We'll try to skim through these. That's not a PS5 game. Drums Rock is ending today. I would recommend this game. It's it's one of the better rhythm games, I think. The best rock band style game that we have in VR has been Drums Rock. Would recommend. Cooking Simulator. I haven't played this. This is also ending soon. I probably wouldn't recommend it for $20 anyways. B99, I haven't played. That's actually until 3/28. I have heard some good things, although this is another roguelike, so keep that in mind. Some people seem to like this game. Pavlov, you should have Pavlov already. That's an amazing versus multiplayer game. Until You Fall, I'm going to say pass. Angry Birds VR, that's also ending today. Not bad for $8.99. You could do worse. I actually like this game, so I'm going to give it a maybe. Townsman VR is $20. If you're looking for a cozy builder game, yeah, either Townsman or Little Cities VR are pretty good. Demeo, absolutely would recommend Demeo at pretty much any price. I love it so much. Must buy. Racket Fury is on sale till 3/28. For $20.99, I would probably hold off, although that's not a bad price. There's just so many other things to play right now, and this game doesn't have a lot of depth, but it's solid, though. It's a solid game. The Room VR Dark Matter is ending today at $16.49. Highly recommend picking this one up for sure. Albo VR is ending 3/28. As much as I want to recommend Alvo because it's a pretty solid game, I don't know what kind of player base it has right now, and without a player base, it's unplayable pretty much. So I'd probably hold off on that one. 3/28, we've got Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded. If you want a Time Crisis, really brutal, difficult shooter, arcade shooter, Crisis Brigade 2 is actually pretty awesome. But keep in mind, it is, it's got a good bit of variety, but it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. $9.74 with PlayStation Plus is a pretty good price. That's pretty good. What else we got here? Gorn, no, it's trash on PSVR2. Gun Club VR Reloaded. I liked this game when it originally came out, but I'm not really crazy about it anymore. It is good though. It is good, and for $16.24, it's all right. Like, I wouldn't rush out to get it, but that's a good price, a good value for the game. But it is very much a shooting gallery style game, so keep that in mind. Cave Digger 2 Dig Hada. That's $14.99. Even though I kind of like this game, I'm going to say probably pass. It's okay, but there's just so much other good stuff right now. The Last Worker ends today. I'd probably say skip. Cactus Cowboy Desert Warfare is $10.49. Ends today. I'd probably skip it. I'd probably get it on a deeper sale. But it was actually a little bit better than what I was expecting. Peaky Blinders is $14.99. I guess if you're a huge fan of the show, maybe. Otherwise, pass. Arashi Castles of Sin, hard pass on this one. Creed Rise to Glory, $27.99. I'd like a deeper sale on this game. It's a good game, but I wish it was better priced. It's really expensive for what it is. It needs to be like $20. Towers and Powers, $13.59. I haven't played this yet, but if you like a tower defense game, I have heard some people liking this, so probably safe to pick that up at $13.59. I'm just not really into or interested in tower defense. maybe one day, but I have heard it's pretty decent. Math World VR, no. Star Tenders, no. Synth Riders, $15.90 or $14.99, absolutely yes. I would highly recommend Synth Riders. I love this game. It's highly enhanced on PSVR2. Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry says, why hard pass on Arashi? You know, they did update the movement system. I guess if you've never played it before, you could do worse. I really like the level design of Arashi, but I feel like it's just so dated. Like, I feel like it doesn't have good physics. It doesn't have good sword fighting. And for a ninja game to not have good sword fighting, I feel like that's kind of a sin and should be avoided. There were things I liked about the original Arashi Castles of Sin on PSVR 1. Some of the things were a little bit more forgivable on earlier hardware. I like it. On PSVR 1, I was extremely disappointed on PSVR 2. It's good to know that they have patched some things, but I don't know. Yeah, it's really no improvement over PSVR 1, which is disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I've even got my Haru back here. It just wasn't a good port. It wasn't well done. Which is why I say hard pass. Synth Riders, absolutely recommend. Love that game. Julia can attest to that. She plays it every single day. She plays it for like a good workout too. Like, that's her fitness game. Get some hand weights and play some Synth Riders. I absolutely love it. Ooh, wait. Okay, that's the same one. Knock is $14.99, although that's a good price. And some people like Knock. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say no, because the game's completely built around multiplayer and there's literally like 5 to 10 people that play it. It's broken, basically. If it was like a single player game, like, I'd probably like it a lot more. Red Matter for $14.99. Absolutely yes. Highly, highly recommend Red Matter at $14.99. Amazing game. And the remastered PSVR 2 version is awesome. And while you're at it, when you're done with this, go play Red Matter 2 and have your mind absolutely melted. VR Pigeons. What's funny was that I kind of liked this game on PSVR 1, but they really messed up the port on PSVR 2. Even for $2.99, ain't even worth $2.99. That's how bad it is. Broken Edge VR is $8.99, a very good price. If you're interested in multiplayer sword fighting, I've heard this has a very good community for multiplayer sword fighting, and so would recommend it. But if you're not interested in multiplayer sword fighting, then absolutely pass. Brain Beats, no. Cities VR, I hate this game, no. A Little Cities Bigger is so much better, in my humble opinion, my unbiased opinion. Rezo Player, no. I kind of liked it as a fitness app, but I heard they broke it, so never mind on that. Colossal Cave, no. Needs an update. Very Bad Dreams, good God, no. Stay far away from this game unless you want a 16 gigabyte update every single goddamn day. I literally had to uninstall this game because it pissed me off so much with having a stupid 16 gigabyte update every single day where it just re-downloads the entire game. So dumb, so annoying. No, it had some potential, which is the sad part, but I freaking hate this game. Stay far away from it. It was also super broken last time I played it. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I don't miss any things here. Mark here says, I loved Red Matter 2, but the first one was better. Yeah, I do. Red Matter 2 is like so much better and on like an impressive technical level. Obviously, graphics are mind-blowing. I do like the, surprisingly coming from me, I actually do like the pure puzzle adventure gameplay and storytelling, cinematic events of the first game more as well. But I haven't been able to go back and play the first one really. because I already beat it twice like forever ago, and I can't really bring myself to beat it again. Mark Douse says, hey, AJ, what up, Mark Douse? Says, need your help getting some people back online to play Honor and Duty Remastered. It's the best multiplayer game out there and gets zero love these days. I definitely had a lot of fun with Honor and Duty D-Day. Does it no longer have like the Sunday? That game has always established a player base on Sundays. It's never had the strongest player base to begin with, but yeah, man, I don't know what I can do, but I'll try. Maybe we'll see. I was enjoying my time with it though, and I did think it was a big improvement. Let's see here. You have to pantomime the fancy sword choreography in Broken Edge. Yeah. Let's see here. The updates are finished. Painted Town Red. Wow, Painted Town Red has 1.1 thousand ratings and it's 4.4 stars. I think it shares a slot on the PS Store with the flat version. So be very careful you don't get the flat version as well. But I would probably rate it around the same thing for the VR version. It's very, very good. Yeah, and Mark Douse, definitely utilize the Discord Honor and Duty D-Day Enhanced thread in the Discord. We've also got Cave Digger for $5.99. No. Vetrix Worlds, no interested. Bartender VR, no. And Seeker My Shadow, no. So the big ones that I would recommend from this sale, you guys, are Crossfire Sierra Squad, Vampire the Masquerade, Justice, Ghost Signal, Drums Rock, if you still have time, Pavlov. I would maybe only if the gameplay of shooting a slingshot kind of puzzle thing, another little cozy game, but you might get bored playing this one. You might lose interest very fast. So, Demeo, got to pick up that up. The Room VR Dark Matter would absolutely recommend. Crisis Brigade 2 would recommend. Gun Club VR would mostly recommend. Maybe not. Maybe wait for cheaper. And that's it, guys. That's some good stuff. And that brings us to the end of this jam-packed show. Lord have mercy. Wow. Wow, you guys. So much stuff. So many good games lately. Indie devs, some really great indie games lately between, like I said, Legendary Tales. Really, really excited about the Hellsweeper update. Cannot wait for that. We'll be trying to maybe share some thoughts on Cyube on Saturday. We'll see how we can do that. Maybe I can make a Patreon exclusive. Shout out to all these lovely people that will very soon be showing right here. I'll maybe make something. How about this? Since Cyube is coming out on Saturday, I will have a review and thoughts, little gameplay clips, and a summary overview like those that are on the Patreon. Shout out to you people. You've seen me do before. Like you said before, you like my little review summaries on Patreon. I'll do a Cube thing on that. But yeah, man, next week, guys, there's not going to be any interactive chat or Saturday Night live stream because we're going to be in Boston hanging out with you guys at PAX East. Man, I cannot wait. Thank you once again for all of your support. Wasn't going to go without your help, so wasn't going to be able to. So I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to make some content for you there. I promise to you, we will. Even if we got to film it on freaking cell phones, we will make you some content that can only happen by your support of getting us out there to PAX East. Can't wait, man. Bambino Ramos, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Appreciate the love and support. Right back at you. Says PAX Hype. Can't wait for the meetup. Can't wait to see you there, man. You, Nihilus Ryan, my metal feline friend. Gonna give him a big metal hug. All of you, other peoples. Cheeb Im says, anyone play Tin Hearts yet? I don't know if they've updated it, but I did play the Tim. There might be a demo available. When I played it on PSVR2, there was like a demo preview that we did. It was terrible, so I would stay far away from it. Thank you, Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry. We will have a blast, and we will film as much content as we can. Any VR dev is going to be there showcasing games. We're definitely going to go hands-on, give you some impressions, some thoughts. Try to make as much professional style content as we can for you out there. Maybe a secret why we love? Anyone with all 4 members of the cast? Anything we can do, guys. But again, thank you all for your support today. Appreciate everybody just coming to hang out, have fun, talk PSVR2, get immersed in all of this amazing PSVR news and games dropping. Good shit, man. Really, really good stuff. And thank you to these lovely people down here. Meow Meow the Game Cat. And Master Game Catcher. Blue Jew. Scott Jessica. All of you lovely people down here that support me on patreon.com/PSVR Underground. I'll have a Cube review summary for you ready Saturday, first thing once the embargo lifts. Guys, on fist bump to you. And yeah, man, thank you all for your donations today as well. Keeping that tip train going. Really appreciate your support. All of it helps. Trust me, it helps more than you know, and I am eternally grateful to you and your support. Guys, you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night and a wonderful Friday and a weekend. I will see you there, of course, trying to finish off Legendary Tales. Join the Discord like online_NPC says, who also followed me on Twitter. Wait a minute. I know that name. I was trying to see what game online_NPC. I saw that you're a community guy somewhere. Not to put you on spot out here. Apologies for that. But I saw you're a community guy for something. Where do you communicate? I want to give you a key. I want to give you a key for, oh, Fun Train. That's what it was. Okay. My email, Mr. Online_NPC. I love your name, by the way. xxgodcanonxx@gmail.com. It's in my bio somewhere. If not, I'll link up with you on Twitter or something and get that. Twilight Zone. Okay. Twilight Zone, Tarzan, Exorcist. Okay, great. Excellent, man. Yeah. Congrats on you guys bringing that. Thank you for having the enhanced Twilight Zone. Actually, I need to get with you about, I want to know about some updates to the game that you guys have planned, because I'm sure there's sometimes like a day one patch, things like that. So I do want to learn about that as well. Everyone else, you have a wonderful night. I will go ahead and get timestamps added to this after the show. And you have a great night. I will try to get a safety in numbers key. Absolutely. I don't know if that's coming soon, but you guys take it easy. Thank you so much for your love and support. Right back at you. And I'll see you again very soon. He says we don't talk about sin just yet. Oh, man, that's funny. Looking forward to that one for sure as well. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you again soon. Let's get out of here with some Astro and metal. As always, thank you, Brandon. He says, what's sin? It's the thing I do at night, Brandon. No, it's the new Exorcist game that's coming out. Should be coming out at some point. Bambino Ramos, thank you so much, man. Awesome Tatum says metal. Guys on Facebook to you. Silver Nexus, Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for life. Out of Hembe, the Game Cat Allergic, the Cat Allergic Game Cat. Dead Ringer, thanks so much, buddy. Online_NPC. I will be following up with you very soon. Mark Doust, enjoy. Happy gaming. DJ Dirty Yellow, good to see you, man. Cyube Im, peace out. He says, peace out, White Trout. Thanks for the shout. Oh, thanks for the show. Sorry. And the shout. Secret Sub, good to see you, man. Mark, you have the Sleepless Night Underground Game Cat. Much love back to you. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the house. This one. Match 30. Thanks for dropping by, sharing some feedback. You spread that democracy, my friend. You spread that democracy good.